I'm here with UFC middleweight Eric Spitzel. He's got a big fight coming up here against Darren Stewart at UFC Liverpool. Eric is in Canada, in Montreal, and has never been to a Tim Hortons, so I felt it was only fair we join this fine establishment. But first, Eric, how are you today?
I'm good, man. Very good. It's good to see you.
Yeah, it's good to see you in person. We've been doing these for a couple of years now. First time in person. You're in Montreal. This is, your home since your last fight. What's sort of the reason you decided to come back here?
Montreal kind of feels like home, I guess. I'm from the East Coast. I'm from the Northeast, so this city feels more like home than anything else. And it's a place that I really like. And I've been in Vegas for almost a year, and I really miss the winter. And I don't know, everyone thinks I'm crazy because they're like, oh, you left Vegas in the winter to come back here, but something about this place just feels right, and I think that's what I'm learning is the most important thing about training and getting ready for fights is being happy.
Right. That makes sense. And as far as being back at Tristar, how does it compare to the last time we were at Tristar? I know the team is relatively the same, but I know they have some new faces. Have you noticed any differences being here this time?
I mean, it's the same. Everyone gets in there and they work hard and they help each other, and it feels like a family. And that's what I love about this place. Like I left, I hadn't been back for a year, and I walked in and it was like I had never left. You know what I mean?
Right.
Everyone's hugging you and they're like, "Oh, what's up? You good?" And that's like something you can't get in most other places. Like everyone here really cares and loves for each other, and really wants each other to do well and be successful. So.
And you don't really have a home right now. You kind of just go where you got to go and everything. Like how is that? I mean, there must be a bit of freedom behind that. Not really having a home address.
Yeah, I mean, everyone's like, "Oh, where do you live?" I'm like, "Well, I guess I live in Montreal, and I guess I live in Vegas, but I don't really have like a place that I call home."
Mm-hmm.
This is where I want to be, and so I'm here.
Yeah.
If I don't want to be here anymore, like I was in Vegas, I didn't want to be there anymore, so I left. And luckily, I live a life where I can do that sort of thing. Not everyone has the option to be like, "Well, I don't like this situation, I'm gonna move."
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I'm going to go back to Vegas. I'm going to see Andrew and train with John Wood at Syndicate. But I think Montreal is the place that I'd like to be for a longer period of time.
We'll talk about training camp in a sec for this fight because there's a bit of time before you have to actually step in the cage for that one.
Yeah.
But first up, I know you've been calling this year redemption season or redemption year. What's the hashtag?
Season.
Comeback season. There you go. I know 2017 could have gone better for you. What do you sort of take away the most from last year as far as your performances and just sort of your time in the cage?
Man, yeah. 2017 started off great.
Yeah.
Started off with like a 1-minute submission, and then it's been a lot of just not good. But I think it's invaluable. I know what I need to work on. I know what I need to do. I feel like I've grown so much. Even in my last fight, I was upset that I lost, but I feel like I performed okay or much better than before. I felt more comfortable on the feet. I think I threw more punches than I've ever thrown in my whole career. It's a bummer, but I feel ready to come back into 2018 and push hard and get back to my winning ways. I'm back at Tristar. I'm back in the old room that I used to stay in that I've never lost a fight in. Mm-hmm. And yeah, I don't know. I think, like I said, happiness is a very big part of it. And I have friends in Vegas, and I like it there, but I'm not necessarily happy. It doesn't really feel like home.
Right.
And it's just, for whatever reason, I could come up with so many, like it's sunny every day, and the weather doesn't change, and it's just a different style of people. And I don't know. I feel like coming back here is the right thing to do. And instantly, I'm already much happier. I'm improving much better.
So you're in the dorms. Who are you dorming with? Who's in the dorms with you right now?
Right now, it's actually me, Mirsad Bektik, Saul Rogers from The Ultimate Fighter, who's from out to be one of my closest friends.
Yeah, it's interesting.
We're inseparable.
Yeah.
This guy Mike Ferrante, fights from Baltimore. He fights on the smaller circuit. And this other guy, Pete Grashkar, who's like a Tristar.
Yeah, he fought Matt McGrath on the local scene, right? Same guy?
I don't know who Matt McGrath is, but he fought Chris Curtis in his last fight.
Yes, he did. Yeah.
A rough one, but...
Yeah. He fought an ACB too, did he not?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. I'm rambling here.
It's good dudes. It's nice. Mirsad kind of is the enforcer, you know, like you guys are being too loud, like Mirsad's like, no, that's not happening, you know. So it's good.
Do you like that? Is it something you're just like, hey, you know, whatever, we'll go by his rules, or do you kind of push back with that a little bit?
No. I like it when it's quiet, and you know, when he was not there, it was loud and it was annoying and it's frustrating. And I don't like to like be like, hey guys, like, you know, be quiet. But it really helps to have Mirsad there. And before because he was gone after his fight, Ryan Ford came in, and Ryan Ford was like, look guys, like, there's no noise after 11, like, you're not cooking after 11, like, all this good stuff. And I'm like, yes, Ryan Ford's here, he's enforcing the rules, you know? Because guys would stay up till like 2 in the morning.
Right.
Just being loud. And then if you have to train, it's like kind of frustrating, you know?
Yeah, you're a guy who obviously has no problem trading fists in the cage, but you strike me as someone who probably doesn't like conflict outside the cage. Is that fair?
Yeah, I don't really like it. Because it's also like, come on, guys, we're all fucking grown-ups. We're all professional athletes. Like, there's no need to be up till 4 in the morning being loud. Like, but I don't like to just be like, what the heck, you know? Yeah. Whereas like Mirsad's like, look, I remember this one time, this guy kept slamming the door, and Mirsad was like, hey man, like, you keep slamming the door really loud, it's annoying. And he was like, oh, I'm sorry. He was like, yeah, you say sorry every day, but you do it every day. Yeah. So I don't want to hear it. And the kid was just like so shook. He was like, Mirsad's a pretty intense guy.
That's good. Obviously would be, you know, if that the fighting thing doesn't work out, be a good landlord, I guess.
Yeah, Mirsad's great, man. I really like that dude.
That's awesome. So we talked about 2017, we talked about 2018. This is the last fight in your contract. You know, does that sort of add more pressure heading into this fight, or do you kind of have this freedom where it's like, we'll see what happens?
So like I was in this situation before when I fought Thiago Santos. It was like, look, you're going to be cut unless you fight this guy. Mm-hmm. And I feel like most people would be like, oh shit, like, it's my last fight, I have to perform, I have to win. And I feel just like I felt then, where like, I feel good. Mm-hmm. I know I can beat this guy. I know I can finish him and re-sign my deal, and everything will be fine. So I'm not stressed out at all, which is weird. Yeah. The fight I was most stressed about was the Alessio fight. Like, I was so stressed about that fight.
Why? What specifically?
Just like, I beat Thiago Santos. I'm like, all right, well, if I lose to this guy who's not on the same level, I guess, as Thiago, like, people are going to be like, it's a fluke, you suck, like, you know, it's not. So I was like, I was throwing up. I was like, couldn't keep any food down. I was just like, so stressed. And then I got to the curtain, and I looked down at my shorts, and I'm like, man, I'm here. I'm in the UFC. No one's going to take that away from me. What the hell am I so stressed about?
Yeah.
And Alessio's kind of a tougher, like, style of fight. He's very gritty. He makes it ugly, and, you know, you can kind of lose. But then I went out and I beat him in like a minute. I was like, why did I stress out? Like, throw up? Why was I freaking out? Yeah. It's not that big of a deal. It's just fighting, you know?
It's interesting.
When I fought Thiago Santos, I didn't even care. I was all smiles. It was like I was the only one that didn't know that I was supposed to get knocked out in the first round. You know?
Right.
I wasn't stressed out at all. And then Alessio, I was like really stressed out. And then same thing with Antonio Carlos Jr. I'm like, oh man, they're starting to put me on the commercials. They're kind of featuring me like on FS1. Like, gotta win this fight, or you know. But yeah, I have no stress about this fight. I haven't stressed out once. Like, I feel good. He's a tough guy. He's a pretty dangerous opponent. He used to train in Tristar. He's come over a couple of times. I think it's a good fight to get back on track. I definitely don't overlook anybody, but you know, he has some glaring holes in his grappling. I like to grapple, so we'll see.
That's interesting. Now, do you like the fact that you get to go overseas, fight this guy, you know, in his own backyard? I mean, you seem to thrive off that. We saw that in the Santos fight.
Yeah, I'm really excited about that. Me, I grew up as someone who never really traveled. So the opportunity to travel, like, I always jump at it. They have a card overseas. I'm the first person to email Mick Maynard and be like, look, dude, I want to be on that card. It's expensive. It's annoying. It's, you know, you got to deal with time change. You got to deal with visas. You got to deal with, like, long flights. But to me, it's like, it's just big memories, you know? Going to Brazil is some of the greatest times I've ever had. I get to go with my close friends that are my teammates and my training partners, or my coaches, you know what I mean? We get to share that experience together. Yeah, I don't know. I really enjoy it. It was supposed to be in Dublin, Ireland, which I was really excited about.
Yeah.
And I'm excited about Liverpool. I have a bunch of friends from England. Saul Rogers, like I said, lives really close. Brad Wheeler, who I met, he came to the dorms. Who's fighting today on Fight Pass. They live really close. They're going to come up to the fight. My good friend John McGuire, who was in the UFC a long time ago, lives really close, and they're going to come watch. And yeah, I'm excited to go to and explore a new country and a new culture. And I'm going to try to change my ticket and stay for a little bit.
Oh, good. Yeah. So get the take advantage of the time over there. Is there anything you want to see over there, or you'll just kind of see how it goes?
I just like to go, man.
Yeah.
I have no set like expectations or anything. I just want to go, hang out. Like I just want to drink a coffee at some place like England, you know.
Yeah.
I'd like to go to France, and I'd like to go to Ireland as well. And, it's good to get it out of the way while you're young and you're able, and you have the money to go travel. And, I'm really looking forward to it.
Have you always been this carefree? I mean, even today we were talking. I asked you what you're doing later today. You're like, I don't know. We'll see.
I might go to the museum. I might. We'll see. I haven't always been this carefree. I've been pretty focused on making it to the UFC. I was working a job, so it's like I never have really had time. Didn't really have a lot of money, and so it feels good to kind of be where I'm at. And like, I don't have any kids. I don't have any debt. I don't have any crazy expenses. I don't buy fancy stuff. I live in a dorm.
Yeah.
I drive in a very old car that I really like. So yeah, I don't know. It's like, it's the perfect time. You know what I mean? I don't want to be like, I wish I traveled a lot when I was fighting in the UFC, and like, I don't have to have a job. I don't have to be anywhere, tomorrow or next week or whatever. I choose to be at the gym because that's where I want to be. But yeah, I don't know. It's like, the time is now,
And who have been some of the main guys you sort of work with at TriStar? It's obviously an influx of different talent that goes through there, but as far as some of the bigger guys, who do you usually work with?
Man, everybody there is like so helpful and so great. I've been working with Conrad, the boxing coach there, who is the founder of TriStar. Mandel Nallo.
Stud.
I don't know if I've said his last name correctly. But he's one of the best fighters, I think, in the entire world. And just working with him, like, on little things, changed my game completely. And just everybody, man. Like, you pick up stuff from everybody. Every day you're talking to people. You're talking to Alex Garcia. You're talking to Joe Duffy. You know what I mean? Everybody, like, Joe's not training right now. He's in the gym. He's watching sparring. He's giving you pointers. He's helping you out. Like, that's... Everybody isn't just there for themselves. They're there for everyone else. And that's what's so good about that place. And I see these guys on a daily basis. Arnold, Louis...
Sanadakis?
Yes, who's another guy who's, I think, on the cusp of getting in the UFC, if not Contender Series. And we're pushing kind of hard for that right now. An amazing fighter. And, these guys have been around for a long time and have seen a lot of high-level training for years.
Yeah.
Like, for a very long time. Because so many guys come through there. Vitor's there right now. GSP is in the gym all the time. Was in there yesterday drilling, watching people spar. You know what I mean? So it's like it's such a good place. The one guy I miss is Tarek Safardine.
Yeah, where is he? Is he back home?
I think he's back in California. But that guy is a wealth of knowledge, man. And he's so helpful and just the nicest guy. Like, he changed my game so much. You know what I mean?
Interesting.
And there's just so many people that you can just meet, and like right now, like Saul Rogers is another guy who really inspires me, and we train together a lot. We help each other a lot. He's really good. It's insane that he's not in the UFC because he would be beating a lot of the top level guys. So hopefully that works out for him. He's in Bellator now, which is fine. Bellator's a great promotion, so hopefully that he's successful and things work out.
Yeah, I'm glad to see them signing more guys like Mandel as well, who's in Bellator. Hopefully they get him another fight because he had a pretty incredible debut.
Mandel, I'm telling you right now, would beat most guys in the top 15 in the UFC at one point.
I've heard that from a lot of, not just you, a lot of guys. Olivier Aubin-Mercier is really big on him. A lot of guys are.
I train a lot with Olivier. Olivier is another guy who's a stud.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're not, it's not just like, we've got good strikers or we've got good grapplers. Like, everybody's good all around. Mm-hmm. Olivier is a judo black belt, I think, and a jiu-jitsu brown belt. Garcia is another judo black belt, jiu-jitsu brown belt. They can strike, you know what I mean, really well. Olivier is one of the hardest guys to grapple. He's a 55er.
Yeah.
I'm like, God, I couldn't imagine being a 55er and having to fight this guy. Like, if I didn't have a weight advantage on him, I'd be so screwed.
Right. That's interesting.
He's really good.
You mentioned George. Do you talk to him at all? I mean, I know he's in the gym, and you sort of interact with. I know. Yeah. Just
George is a good. I talk to George a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, after he won the title against Bisping, he texted me. I texted him, and he responded. Like,
really?
It's like, you're a psycho, but he's just such a good guy. Like,
yeah.
He's never too big for anyone. Like, my first day there, he was like, "Hey man, can I give you some tips or some pointers?" Like, I was like, "Yeah, George,
of course, yeah."
No, I'm all set. Thank you. You might be the best in the world, but I'm good. I appreciate it, but please, George, get lost. You know what I mean? No, he's a good guy.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to work with him a lot for this fight. Like, he's got a private gym, and he takes us all on Saturdays, and we train there, and then we'll eat lunch or something afterwards. And it's just like hanging out with your pals, you know? We mostly make fun of him a lot, troll him.
Yeah.
Tell him that he's broke or something like that, stupid things.
What did you think of Cajun Johnson's tweet towards Bisping? Because I think Bisping said something about George after and kind of was saying that he's a bit disrespectful. Do you pay attention to any of that, or you just sort of...
I don't really know what's going on with that. I didn't really see it. I heard about it, but Cajun doesn't take shit from anybody, and he's not afraid to say something, and that's what I respect about Cajun the most.
Yeah.
Because where most guys are like, I'm too scared to say that, or I don't want to rock the boat, or like Cajun will come right up to you and be like, dude, fuck you, you're being a piece of shit. Like,
yeah.
Bisping is former middleweight champion of the world, like much bigger than he is. He has no problem standing up to him.
Yeah.
No problem standing up to Dana White, which is like historically not good for your career.
Right, but he keeps winning. I mean, he just won, last fight.
Exactly. And I feel like they're going to keep giving him tough fights.
Yeah.
Rustam Khabilov, tough fight.
Yeah, that was the initial matchup. That's right.
Not the best fight, but I mean, as long as you're winning, that's all that matters.
No,
there's nothing wrong with being outspoken. Like I said, I really respect that. Like, most guys won't say anything. Mm-hmm. They'll just do whatever they're told to do, and you don't want to rock the boat. And, whatever.
Are you going to do this entire camp at Tristar, or do you plan on doing maybe the last half at Syndicate?
I'm definitely finishing here.
Okay.
I've been here, like I said, nonstop since my last fight. Mm-hmm. And I've been in the gym every day. I'm already on weight. It's like kind of ridiculous. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to go to Vegas, I think, for like a week or two, because John's going to corner me. He's still my coach. I have a car there in Vegas. I have my stuff there. Like, I'm not, like, it's not that I never want to be there again, but I think for right now, I need to be in Montreal. Okay. So I'm going to go there. I'll get on track with him, and I mean, it's a pretty fairly simple game plan. It's not anything crazy. So I'm going to work with him. I think right after Chiesa fights and Mike Rodriguez and Lozon, all those guys in Brooklyn, I'm going to fly out to Vegas, and I'll be there for like a week or two, hang out with the PI, train with Sanchez, who's actually coming up here.
Oh, he's coming up to Tristar.
No, yeah, he's on the East Coast right now. He just moved back home to Jersey.
Yeah.
He's going to drive up on Tuesday, I think, and train for a week or so, which would be cool. He's another guy's like my brother, and he's another guy who I think is one of the best fighters in the world. He's just had some bad luck in the cage, but I can't imagine doing a training camp without him, so I think I'll work with him for a little bit. I'll go out to Vegas and hang out.
That sounds great. Yeah,
but I'm going to finish here. I'm going to do a bulk of my training here. I got the fight on 10 weeks' notice. I've been training, like I said, since December 15th. I've been here, something like that. I've been training nonstop, which is good. I like that. I don't like just doing camps or something like that. I believe in, like, this is your job. You should be ready to go. If they were to call me and be like, hey, we need you to fight in 3 weeks, like, I can fight in 3 weeks. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So, yeah. I'm going to definitely do a bulk of my training here. I feel like this is the place I need to be. There's a lot of guys in the gym right now. And kind of like at Syndicate, there's a lot of guys that are out of the gym right now. Like Khalil's kind of in Belgium. Julian's traveling, you know what I mean? So I like to be here.
That makes sense. Yeah. As far as your, this being the last fight in your contract, you just leave that up to your manager, Daniel Rubenstein, and just, see what happens, and he'll sort of take care of it, because I know you kind of rely on him a bit for that stuff and doing his job.
Danny Rubenstein is a very smart, capable man. Handsome.
Yeah.
He can wrestle a little bit, too, so, he's a good guy. I'm really confident that it'll be fine. I think
I mean, you want to stay with the UFC. That's
Of course,
idea.
I want to stay with the UFC.
Yeah.
Ideal scenario: I go out, I submit him in the first round,
Yeah.
get a bonus,
Yeah.
I re-sign. Life's great.
Danny was making fun of you and Chiesa for the way you guys dress. Where does your fashion
You
sense
mean
come
stylish, completely and utterly?
from? Yeah. I think he
pure
feels left out.
stylish?
Because you two both dress.
He's a clown, man. He wears button-up shirts and weird sports teams or something like that. And then Roots of Fight, which is not bad, but they've never sent me a package, so whatever.
Send it to TriStar.
Yeah, Kessie and I love Kessie, man. He's a good dude. We like a lot of the same things. We're kind of we had a chance to really hang out in Vegas and really get to know each other. And we just kind of feel the same way on a lot of stuff. And we also love Supreme. This is one of my favorite hats here.
Look at that. What is Supreme?
It's a clothing brand from New York.
Okay.
And it's funny because I was into it like a very long time ago. I hate saying something like that. Like, before it was cool.
Yeah.
But it was started by a bunch of skateboarders.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like a very urban hip hop kind of skateboarding brand. And now it's like through the roof, like insane. You know, there's lines out the door. They only let 5 people in at once in the store.
Right. That's when you know it's big time.
Before you can just walk in, like.
Yeah.
And they only do like limited releases of things. So yeah, Khalil's another guy who's like real big into Supreme.
Okay.
We all kind of nerd out. That's the only thing I really like to buy is Supreme hats and Supreme gear. I don't really buy clothes or anything like that. So it's kind of funny that I like have this weird collection of like very expensive hats.
Yeah.
It's like the only thing I'm really into. Like some people are into shoes or whatever, but I'm really into Supreme hats.
Okay. And I guess that's an extension of, being a former skateboarder, that style. I mean, that comes with it, sort of the look and everything.
Yeah, for sure. I think it's some of the best gear out there. And we like fanny packs, which are, not only cool, but accessible.
They're handy.
Very handy. I put a lot. When I travel, I use a fanny pack, and it's great.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't have to worry about anything. Life is good.
We're going to wrap things up here. What are some favorite things that you like doing here in Montreal? We were just at another coffee shop. We'll give them a plug here because I had to take you to Tim Hortons your first time here. So
yeah, Piccolo Espresso Bar. The coffee here is amazing.
Yeah, we got a shot of this here. I got a thing right there, an espresso. If you can see that in the camera. How did you find out about this place?
A close friend of mine recommended it. She had a friend who worked here. Brought me in because a lot of places don't do American iced coffee.
Yeah.
Like you can't get iced coffee in a lot of coffee shops unless it's Starbucks or like Tim Hortons.
That's what you're drinking right here.
And I only drink iced coffee. I don't like hot coffee at all.
Yeah.
So there's very few spots that have it. And this is one of the few places that will make iced coffee for you. So I like it,
Yeah.
I have a nice little Rolodex in my head of the iced coffee spots. I don't want to drink Starbucks every day. And it's a cool place. There's no Wi-Fi. You have to hang out. You can talk. You can't be on your computer or phone or whatever. I like to just hang out, man. I spend a lot of time by myself if I'm not in the dorms. Because it's a lot of like, you're just around people all the time. You're in the dorms. You're in the gym.
You need that separation.
Yeah. So I do a lot of exploring. I go to the Mount Royal a lot. I go to the museums a lot. I just like to hang out and explore new things. I've been here for almost 2 years on and off, and it's still a new city. There's so much new stuff that I explore and find all the time. And yeah, it's good, man. I don't know. I like it here a lot.
In Brooklyn, in 2 weeks, you're going there. How cool is that to see, a lot of your friends there? And I know you'll see some CES alum there competing, and also just outside. I know Greg Rebello is going to be there. The guy that you.
He's cornering Calvin.
Yeah,
I didn't know that. It's crazy, man. Like a lot of the guys I came up with are in the UFC now, and it's kind of cool to be like, man, we were all in this kind of small, cruddy gym. Not cruddy, I should say, but like smaller gym, dreaming of being in the UFC. And even though we've all gone in our own different ways, like Andre's down in Florida, I'm in Vegas, and here are kind of all over the place. Like, Mike Rodriguez is still in Massachusetts. Like, it's kind of like cool. Like, oh man, we fought on the same card. We've lost together. We won together. And now we're all here, and we're all hanging out, and we're all doing fairly well for ourselves, and it's just like a good feeling.
Yeah.
Because there's kind of not really many jobs where you have that, you know what I mean? We're like, hey, we're in the biggest organization in the world, and You know, we've all had our moments. Like Rob Font is up there, and you know he's ranked in the top 15.
Just beat Thomas Almeida.
Calvin's ranked. He's in there. Matt Bassett's in there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We're only missing Greg, but you know he's kind of a bum. So. It'd be nice if Greg could get in there and we could all hang out and be friends. It's like we're all in this cool exclusive club, and you know Greg's over there at Starbucks hanging out by himself. You know, it's sad.
Yeah.
But it's okay. But I think Greg's gonna get another shot. He'll be back in there. I'm confident that he'll get signed. But it's cool, man. It's like I've known Mike for a long time.
Yeah.
And I've been there at CES when Mike's won fights, and I've been there when he's lost. And I know how good he is, and it makes me happy to be like, oh man, it's when you know how good somebody is and they get a chance to prove it. Like Andre, I've always known is a tough guy, is so good. I'm like, man, if that guy could just get a chance to prove it. And you see it, you know what I mean? He's had some bad luck, he's had some tough fights. He's also looked really good, and he's, you know, beating Luke Sanders is no joke. Yeah, and he just won a bonus in his last fight. You know, the guy's got kids, and he's worked really hard for this, and he's sacrificed. And it's like I get to know like how much somebody is really sacrificed. Because you know somebody on a personal level. It's just good. It's good to see. It's a good feeling that we're all here. You know.
And this was a good feeling getting to hang out with you, man. We've been doing this for years, like I said. Well, I'm not a fan of that.
Isn't this crazy?
I know. That's what's great.
Wait, you're not a fan of what, the pinky?
Well, the pinky, yeah.
Yeah, a little bit. High class.
I know you're high class.
See my jean jacket?
Yeah,
I'm high class.
Where can people get a hold of you on social media? And I'm sure you got some people to thank. Floor is yours, man.
Instagram is at Spice Wonder. I think Twitter is just my name, and Facebook is just my name. I really want to thank Satan. You know, shout out, hail Satan. I don't know. I'm just happy to be alive, man. I'm happy to be doing what I'm doing. And it takes me so many different places. And, you know, I wanted to start a vlog because it meets so many crazy people and have so many good experiences. So I'm just thankful to be alive. Everyone else knows who they are, that I love and care about. So